What's up, guys? Jake, the MMA dad. Hey, I'm excited to be sitting down. Man, it's been so long since I've been able to make a video for you guys, and I'm super excited to sit down and do these. I haven't got to listen to any music outside of what plays at the gym that I started training people at, but I'm excited. And I'm really excited because in this first sit-down session in a while, Tom has released 2 songs, and Nova just released another song. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to do all 3 of them. The first one, I was kind of looking around social media and stuff like that, and from what I gather, I need to listen to Fake Woke first, and then I need to listen to Canceled or something like that, whatever that second one is. And then I'll listen to Nova's new track. But I'm excited to hear what it is that Tom and Nova are talking about Fake Woke. Obviously, you can draw the conclusion that Tom is probably going to trigger some people with this song. But let's face it, there are a lot of fake woke people out there. So let's see what Tom's going to be talking about in this one. I can't wait to hear it. But before we do that, shouts out to the Hangover Gang, shouts out to Creek Squad, shouts out to the Nightwish Army, and everybody else who is a amazing member of this community that we're building over here. Even though I've been gone for so long, the subscribers are still going up, so we're still getting more and more people to become part of our community. And I'm excited about some of the future things that I'm going to be doing with the gym that are going to make their way over onto the YouTube channel for you guys. But that's not what we're here to do today. Today we are here to react to Mr. Tom MacDonald. And you guys know, last but not least, we have to say a big shout out and thank you to our active duty military, our veterans, and our first responders. We love you guys out there. Please stay safe. And, these are trying times, but stay safe, take care of each other, and we love you. Let's get into this, man. Tom MacDonald, Fake Woke. Not entirely sure what to expect with this one. And I feel like a little bit off my game because it's been so long since I've done a reaction, but it'll come back to me, kind of like riding a bike, right? All right, Tom MacDonald, Fake Woke, here we go. Boom.
I think it's crazy I'm the one who they labeled as controversial, and Cardi B is the role model for 12-year-old girls. There's rappers pushing Xanax at the top of the billboard, but if I mention race in a song, I'm scared I'll get killed for it. It's backwards, it's getting exponentially.
Okay, hold on. Right from the get-go, he's already saying stuff that is going to spark some controversy. What did he say about Cardi B? Hang on.
I think it's crazy I'm the one who they labeled as controversial, and Cardi B is the role model for 12-year-old girls.
Okay, so I think it's crazy I'm the one they labeled controversial, and Cardi B's a role model for young girls. I mean, he's not wrong, right? I know personally I don't want my daughters listening to Cardi B. It's hard to shelter them from everything because they don't, well, 2 of my daughters don't live with me. They live with their mom. And, I can't control what they're exposed to all the time. And, I definitely don't want my girls listening to that. But at the same time, Tom's saying people are going to try and always label me controversial. He's like, all I'm trying to do is expose some of the hypocrisy and give you guys some satire, but I'm not out here because he said something else about rappers. Hold on.
There's rappers pushing Xanax at the top of the billboard, but if I mention race in a song, I'm scared I'll get killed for it.
So there's rappers mentioning drugs, right? So what's more controversial to give to people? Being, overly sexual, pushing drugs, doing all this stuff that is the popular thing in mainstream music right now? Or is it me, like, that you guys want to cancel because I mentioned race? Or, you know, you could throw a bunch of things in there. He mentions politics, he mentions big pharma, he mentions all these other things. So what is really more controversial? And I mean, I can't say that he's wrong. I agree with him on that.
It's backwards, it's getting exponentially dumb. It's more difficult to get a job than purchase a gun. Eminem used to gay bash and murder his mom, and now he doesn't want fans if they voted for Trump. We're ashamed to be American. You should probably love it.
Hold on. Okay, so that must be, I saw all over social media, like, people trying to say that Tom MacDonald was taking shots at Eminem. So I'm gonna listen to that again and see what I think about it.
Exponentially dumb. It's more difficult to get a job than purchase a gun. Eminem used to gay bash and murder his mom, and now he doesn't want fans if they voted for Trump. We're ashamed to be American.
Okay, I'm not so sure that that's a shot at M. Because he said Eminem used to gay bash and murder his mom, right? So he's talking about all the controversial lyrics that Eminem came up with, right? And he used to do these things, but now he is saying, I don't want you as a fan if you voted for Trump, because that's, you know, the picture they paint of Trump is that, you know, he's homophobic and he's this and he's that. But how are you going to sit here and make money off of, you know, controversial topics, and then, you know, when there's a controversial figure, all of a sudden, you know, it's like a hypocrisy, double standard? I don't think it's a shot. I think he's just trying to point out some of the odd things, I guess, some of the what some would say backwards things. You know, I know M came out, he apologized. You know, he said that he shouldn't have made it that way, and that he should have, you know, worded it differently. I mean, here's the thing, like, you got to start, people have to start learning how to separate the art from the person. There's a lot of artists out there that I don't agree with some of their viewpoints because they're just different viewpoints than mine. That doesn't mean I can't still enjoy that person's art, right? So even though there are things that, you know, Eminem and myself wouldn't necessarily see eye to eye on, it doesn't mean that I don't enjoy M's music. It doesn't mean that I don't enjoy M as a person. We just have differentiating views. And I think it's hard sometimes for people to separate the two, to you know, to not be able to take the person out of it, right? So that's kind of difficult. I don't think that's a shot at M personally. I know a lot of people were saying that he took shots at M in here. Maybe there's a different one. I don't know. We'll see as the song goes on. But personally, I don't think that's a shot. I think he's just pointing out some hypocrisies, which seems like what he's already doing in the lyrics.
Get killed for it. It's backwards, it's getting exponentially dumb. It's more difficult to get a job than purchase a gun. Eminem used to gay bash and murder his mom, and now he doesn't want fans if they voted for Trump. We're ashamed to be American. You should probably love it, cause you have the right to hate it and not get stoned to death in public. As children we were taught how to walk and talk, but the system wants adults to sit down and shut up. Cancel culture runs the world.
Hold up. Alright, I'm gonna warn you guys right now, I'm going to be pausing a lot because, first of all, if you want to see the song all the way through, go listen to Tom's, you know, from Tom's channel. The link is always in the description to go watch the original music video. The whole point of a reaction is for me to give my thoughts on the lyrics and things like that. And especially with a song like this, that's the whole point of when Tom does songs like this, is to be thought-provoking and to create conversation. So if if you don't like that aspect of how I do my reactions, it's fine. It's completely okay with me. But if you just want the song, go support Tom. As always, the link will be in the description for that.
Murderous mom, and now he doesn't want fans if they voted for Trump. We're ashamed to be American. You should probably love it, cause you have the right to hate it and not get stoned to death in public. As children we were...
Okay. As an American, you should love it because you can say things like that and not get stoned to death in public. I know I butchered the words, but it's my first time hearing the song, so bear with me. But the message, right? People don't understand how good they have it in the United States. They don't understand that. They don't understand, like, if you go to some of these other countries, the restrictions and the laws and the punishments and things that are imposed upon people from other countries, you know, unfortunately a lot of Americans wouldn't make it over there, right? Because we're so used to being able to just speak our minds. Well, not so much today, but that's a different topic. But we're used to that, right? We can go out there and we can say what we don't like about our country. We can say what we don't like about our government or the way it's being run. Again, things are a little different, like as of right now, but typically that's how America is. And there's some countries that if you're caught doing that, like that's grounds for execution. So that right there is one that's a bar that people need to let sink into their brain, take a step back and just realize how amazing our country is and understand the things that they have that people just wish that they had, right? And then he said something after that. Oh, it was as kids we're taught to walk and talk, and then now that we're all grown up, like everybody just wants you to sit down and shut up, right? Like it's dumb. It's all these things that he's doing are like I think he said it's backwards, right? Like it's why are you doing this and then doing this? The hypocrisy, right? Why are you saying, oh, like, you know, let's teach them to walk, let's teach them to talk, have a voice. We tell our kids, you know, grow up, become somebody, have a platform, have a voice, you know, be a voice for change, like all these things and that and another. But then a lot of times you try to be that and you're told to sit down and shut up. So I get it. I get the message, Tom.
You probably love it, cause you have the right to hate it and not get stoned to death in public. As children we were taught how to walk and talk, but the system wants adults to sit down and shut up. Cancel culture runs the world now, the planet went crazy. Label everything we say as homophobic or racist. If you're white, then you're privileged, guilty by association. All our childhood heroes got Me Too'd or they're rapists. They never freed the slaves.
Alright, so more controversial topics.
Wants adults to sit down and shut up. Cancel culture runs the world now, the planet went crazy.
Cancel culture runs the world now, the planet went crazy. Man, cancel culture needs to chill out. I think I've said it before in another one of my videos, but art, whether it be photos, whether it be music, video, movies, whatever, art is art. Art is meant to be subjective. And, you know, having your freedom of speech and the freedom to express yourself is one of the things that drives people from other countries to want to come to America, to be able to experience that type of freedom. And cancel culture just seems to, like, everything's bad. Everything's bad. Pretty soon, we're not going to be able to do anything. Artists aren't going to be able to say anything. They're not going to be able to paint any. I mean, it's crazy at how much, you know, I don't even want to get into what's going on with like Lucasfilm and the Gina Carano situation, because that whole situation is about as hypocritical and dumb as I've seen in a long time. And I'm a huge Star Wars fan, And I just want to say right now that I'm a fan of Gina Carano and I support Gina Carano. And, you know, sometimes do we maybe choose the wrong way to get our message across? Yeah, everybody's guilty of it. Every single person is guilty of it. But she didn't do anything out of hatred. But I'm not even going to get on that soapbox. I'm not even going to get on it. But again, cancel culture is trying to run the world. They are trying to dictate what's okay for people to say and what isn't okay for people to say, and that's not right. Okay, and then he said something else. Oh yeah, all of our you can't say anything without being homophobic or racist. I mean, unfortunately, right now in America, that happens a lot, and people need to understand that racism works all across the board. And you know, my biggest complaint with things is everything should be equal. Everything should be equal, no matter who you are. The good things should be equal and the bad things should be equal across the board. You shouldn't pick and choose who gets to do things and who doesn't get to do things, no matter who they are. Nothing should ever be based upon anything other than what type of human being are you. That's it. What is your character as a human? That should be the only thing that determines what you can and cannot do. And I'm rambling too much and I'm going on my rants. Tom does this to me. I apologize.
Label everything we say as homophobic or racist. If you're white, then you're privileged, guilty by association. All our childhood heroes got Me Too'd or they're rapists. They never freed the slaves. They realized that they don't need the chains. They gave us tiny screens. We think we free because we can't see the cage. They knew that race war would be the game they'd need to play. For people to big teams, they used the media to feed the flame.
I gotta hear that again. Again, guys, I apologize, but what did he just say?
All our childhood heroes got Me Too'd or they're rapists. They never freed the slaves. They realized that they don't need the chains. They gave us tiny screens. We think we free because we can't see the cage. They knew that race war would be the game they'd need to play. For people to big teams, they used the media to feed the flame.
They never freed the slaves. They realized they don't need the chains. Gave us tiny screens when they realized that they don't need a cage. Woo. Okay. That's gonna push some buttons on some people. But how can you deny the thought process behind that statement? And then he followed it up. What did he follow it up with? I'll get to it in a second. Yeah, but they gave us tiny screens, right? So, you know, I live in Texas, and our power went out because of these winter storms, because Texas isn't prepared to handle these winter storms like we just got. But my house lost power Monday morning, and we didn't get power back until late last night, which at the time of filming this would have been Thursday night. And so we were without power. My cell phone doesn't get good service in my neighborhood, so if I don't have Wi-Fi, I really can't use my phone to call, check emails, anything like that. So I'd have to drive into town to get to where my cell phone signal would work, just so I could check emails and see who texts me and stuff like that. And but if you think about it, there was a lot of people who were probably lost because they couldn't use their little tiny phone because, you know, their Wi-Fi wasn't working or whatever. So, you know, and how many people do you see camping on the streets to get like the newest phone or the newest whatever, like, and then what do with that? They push narratives through the media, they push narratives through your social media. That, I mean, that's a powerful line that Tom had right there. I don't remember what the other half of that was. Oh, it was they knew a race war would be the way, and then they used the media to feed the flames. if you think about it, right now in the United States, more people are focused on the division that has been created between the races. And are there racist people out there? Absolutely. Are there racist people on all sides? Absolutely. But we're allowing them as citizens to divide us even further, because now we're so focused on race that we're not focused on the other things that are being done that are hurting this country and that are hurting you as an American citizen. So another powerful line. He's going to get into his chorus, so at least it sounds like a chorus. Let's see.
They use the media to feed the flame. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke. Same old safe zones. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings. I think it's crazy how these people screaming facts, but they fake woke.
Hey, that chorus, Tom needs to shoot this over to Ben Shapiro, because isn't that what Ben Shapiro says all the time? Facts don't care about your feelings. That's kind of funny. I like the chorus. I like the beat, the way the beat came in right there. And this video editing by Nova, because I know she made this video. She makes all the videos. The editing to this video is really, really nice too. I like it.
I think it's crazy how these people screaming facts, but they fake woke. Hate their neighbor cause he wears a mask or he stays home. Has a daughter but his favorite artist said he slays hoes. Picks her up from school, music slaps on the way home. Censorship's an issue cause they choose what they erase. There's a difference.
Hold up. Talking about a dad, his favorite artist says he slays hoes. And then when he picks his daughter up from school, he's blasting that music on the way home. Again, with the hypocrisy, right? It's like he wouldn't want anybody talking about his daughter that way, but his favorite artist talks about somebody else's daughter that way, and he enjoys that. Thought-provoking. And then what did he get into?
Slaps on the way home. Censorship's an issue cause they choose what they erase. There's a difference between hate speech and speech that you hate. I think Black Lives Matter.
Censorship's an issue. They're basically dictating the message that gets out there, right? We talked about this on another video. Have enough respect for me as a person to allow me to hear all the information and then come to my own conclusions based upon the totality of all the information. Quit censoring, and I'm talking about both sides. Quit censoring half of the story to where I can't make my own decision. That's taking my freedom away from me, and that's disrespecting me as a person, saying that we don't think that you're smart enough to determine what's right, so we're just going to try to censor one half, the half that whoever's in power doesn't like, and not allow you to make your own decisions. And quit doing that. I want all the information. I want all the evidence. And then I'll make my own decisions. Right or wrong, it'll be my decision, right? And then there's a difference between hate speech and speech that you hate. It's another deep, thought-provoking statement. Because there is, right? Just because I say I don't like something doesn't mean it's hate speech. Doesn't mean I'm hating on whatever that is, right? I don't like salad. I don't like it. But there's a difference between me saying I don't like salad and me being hateful to people who do, right? But there are some people out there who will then turn around and tell me there's something wrong with me or I'm bad or whatever because I don't like salad, just because they don't like the fact that I don't like salad. You see what I mean? Like, you know, it's people need to understand the difference, right? Just because I don't like something doesn't mean I hate the people who do like that. Just because I don't like a particular person doesn't mean that I hate people who might like that person. You know, that's a dumb way of thinking when people automatically associate those things. When somebody says they don't like Tom MacDonald, I don't feel offended. I don't feel like they're somehow saying they don't like me as a person because I do like Tom MacDonald. You see what I mean? I don't know. I don't even know if I'm making sense right now. Good job, Tom. You get me all on my soapbox again.
Was the stupidest name when the system's screwing everyone exactly the same. I just want to spend Thanksgiving Day with food and my family without being accused of celebrating native casualties. We got so divided.
Okay. I'm glad you brought up Thanksgiving. My grandmother, full-blood Native American. Guess what she still does? She still celebrates Thanksgiving with the family. Her husband, my grandfather, he's a little under half Native American. And he doesn't have an issue with Thanksgiving, right? I'm sorry if there are people out there who do take issue with it. But by having Thanksgiving and just saying that we're thankful for our family, we're thankful for the blessings that we have, and having dinner, that's not the same as going out and saying that we're celebrating natives, you know, being killed in this country. And that same statement works on a lot of things. Me celebrating Christmas doesn't mean that I'm crapping on Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or any of the other religions' celebrations. Just because I practice something, just because I enjoy something, doesn't mean that I'm turning around and crapping on yours. It just doesn't. I have my friend Bobby, he's Jewish. Every single year, we would get him a Christmas present and he would get us Hanukkah gifts. Every single year. Because that's my friend. I don't care if he celebrates what I celebrate. We're still friends. So me celebrating mine and him celebrating his doesn't change the fact that we're friends. People need to grow up sometimes, man.
It is black and white and political. Republicans are out being accused of celebrating native casualties. We got so divided, it's black and white and political. Republicans are bigots, libtards if you're liberal. There's riots in our streets and it's just getting worse. Y'all screaming deep on the police, y'all are genius for sure. They're underfunded already, they're way too busy to work. Order food and call the cops, see what reaches you first. Segregation ended the
I've had this conversation before in another video. If you guys would like me to make a video just explaining my whole thoughts on the defund the police and what's going on in law enforcement and in the country and this, that, and another, I'll make that video for you guys. You can't defund the police and think things are going to get better. I'm going to try to do this quickly. Lack of training is an issue in law enforcement. Guess what it takes to up the training? Funding. Police jobs don't pay very much. When I was up in Oklahoma, I made $13.71 an hour as a full-time police officer on a tactical response team. $13.71 an hour to be a police officer. And there's going to be some people who are like, well, you didn't have to be a police officer, you could have gone another route. I wanted to be a police officer because I wanted to serve my community. I wanted to protect my community, right? But at the same time, $13.71 an hour, do you really think that every single person who's willing to do the job a police officer has to do for $13.71 an hour is going to be always the most qualified individual? No, because you can't pay, minimum payment and expect premium quality out of every single person that comes into that job. Now, if you have more funding to where the pay was higher, now you raise the bar into the quality of person who's coming into that profession. I've seen all of these people talk about, well, police officers should have to have a bachelor's degree and police officers have to have this. Cool, we're all fine with that, but are you going to pay them on the same level as other people who you want to have those types of qualifications? Defunding the police isn't the answer. They're already defunded. He said it, right? And when he said, order food, call the cops, see what reaches you first, some people are gonna laugh, some people are gonna be like, ooh, some people are... let me tell you something. I am maxed out on vacation time because I cannot take off because we have a freeze on being able to take off because we're so shorthanded at my agency. And that's a problem at many, many, many agencies. People are turning in their badges right now because of the state of the climate and understanding that, even if I do my job and I do my job right, there's still somebody who's going to try to indict me for something. I'm not getting paid very much. I don't get to see my family. I'm stressed out all the time. I can't take time off. I miss birthday parties. I miss holidays. I miss special events. I do all of this because I want to protect my community, and then I'm being trashed everywhere I go. People are turning their badges in because they're like, it's not worth it. We don't look for a pat on the back. We're doing the job that we signed up to do. So if I do something, if I save somebody's life, or if I do something that, a lot of people would find, awesome or whatever, I'm not looking for a pat on the back. I signed up to do that. That's my job to do that. All I'm asking is don't bash me and throw me under the bus for stuff that a lot of times is a complete misrepresentation and misunderstanding. Do bad things happen? Yeah. Are there bad cops out there? Yeah. But it's not the majority of us. And you guys, not you guys, but the people who are out there screaming defund the police, you're making the good ones turn their badges in, and all you're going to be left with are the ones that you don't want. Keep that in mind.
It's a lie in itself. That was a strategy to make us think they were trying to help. They knew that racism was hot if they designed it to sell. We buy up every single box and divide us ourselves.
They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke. Same old, same songs. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings.
We use violence to get peace and wonder why it isn't working. That's like sleeping with a football team to try and be a virgin. Politicians are for sale and someone always makes the purchase, but you and I cannot afford it. Our democracy is worthless. If a man has mental illness, call him crazy, say it silently. When country's going crazy, we accept it as society. Get sick and take a pill. When the side effects get you high, you get addicted like these rappers dying fighting with sobriety. Censoring the facts turns our children into idiots. They claim it's for our safety. I'll tell you what it really is. Removing information that empowers all the citizens. The truth doesn't damage points of view that are legitimate. They're trying to change amen.
They're trying to control the narrative because they want you to believe a certain way. And I love that line. The truth doesn't damage points of view that are legitimate. I'm gonna not get on another rant, but how true is that statement? If your stance is a legitimate stance, right, then why would you care what I had to say? Because if it's a lie, you're going to be able to prove that it's a lie. But if it's the truth, it shouldn't damage your point of view if your point of view is legitimate. Dang, Tom. Okay. Man, I feel like this could be an hour-long video. I need to contain my thoughts.
addicted like these rappers dying fighting with sobriety. Censoring the facts turns our children into idiots. They claim it's for our safety, I'll tell you what it really is. Removing information that empowers all the citizens. The truth doesn't damage points of view that are legitimate. They're trying to change amen to amen and women. How'd we let them make praying a microaggression? Instead of asking God for the strength to keep winning, we cheat to get ahead and then we ask him for forgiveness. Feminism used to be the most righteous of fights, but these days it feels like they secretly hate guys. I don't trust anyone who bleeds for a week and don't die. I'm just kidding, but everything else that I said is right.
They so fake woke.
Oh, he says so much and all of that, and this video is already way too long. You guys are probably gonna let me know in the comments. Quit talking so much. Feminism used to be the most righteous of fights. It still is, right? Women deserve all the same rights as everybody else. We all deserve rights. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're straight, if you're gay, if you're trans, if you're male, if you're female. It doesn't matter. You're a person, and everybody and people deserve fair treatment across the board, all the way across, right? But it does seem like, and this is the problem, right? This is the problem with any group, It doesn't matter if you want to talk about radical conservatives, radical Democrats, if you want to talk about the radical side of Black Lives Matter, if you want to talk about, it doesn't matter. The radicals are the ones that are ruining the message that has importance, right? I think he even said it earlier. I said people are going to be mad about he talked about Black Lives Matter. Absolutely they matter. Absolutely they matter. And the idea that most people have with that movement, people can get behind. I can get behind saying that, Black Lives Matter, and some of the things in this country that do need to change absolutely need to change. But then when you have the radicals taking it above and beyond, that's when people start to be like, man, I can't get behind that, right? Same thing like he's saying with feminism. We can get behind women's rights, but if you start bashing men to bring up women, you're losing your argument there, right? You shouldn't have to tear something else down to bring your point of view up. And I think that's where they lose a lot of people, right? It's like even with veganism, right? Or like, it's fine if you want to be a vegan, if that's the lifestyle you want to lead, but don't then bash people who aren't vegans, right? Because now in a lot of cases, when people hear the word vegan, they immediately turn off because they're not thinking about the people who are doing it for the right reasons. They think about the radical people who do crazy stuff to people who don't want to be a vegan. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to make some people mad with those statements, but it's okay. It's okay. We can have conversations and still be friends.
About feelings, they know, they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake, whoa, same old, safe zones. They so fake mode, facts don't care about your feelings.
Good job, Nova. Good job, Tom. I like that instrumental, man. The beat, the instrumental, it's all nice. This video is already going to be crazy long because I went off on rants. I'm known to do that on Tom MacDonald songs because that's the point of these songs, right? To get people thinking, to get conversations started. And if your opinion is different than my opinion, we can have conversations about it, but conversations like adults and like good human beings, not attacking, right? If you try to have a conversation with me and you immediately start attacking me because my points of view don't line up with your point of view, I can't have an intelligent conversation with you. But if you come up and you say, hey Jake, can we talk about this particular topic because I heard your opinions on it, my opinions are a little bit different, I would like to have that conversation with you. I can sit down and have that conversation all day long. And you might even change my mind, and I might change your mind. But we don't know if we immediately come from a position of attacking somebody simply because their opinion doesn't match up with ours. So, Tom MacDonald, as always, the original link down in the description so you can go support Tom. And we're going to get into Tom's next song, which everybody says on social media was the perfect follow-up to this song. So after hearing this, I can't wait to hear what that one has to be. Sorry for the rants, guys. I've been missing you guys. I love you guys, and I'll see you over on the next one.